What up, it's me, A to Z, and we're back with more Pokemon Fire Red. Last time, we started our grand adventure. We got our very first Pokemon, our dear friend Charmander, who I did a little bit of off-screen training with since the past episode. But yeah, here's how he's looking. He's level 9. He's still got all his moves, you know, so still has 3 moves, Ember, Growl, Scratch. Yeah, real quick, I'm just gonna let you guys know, between some episodes, I will be doing off-screen training just to make sure my team is all up to speed. But it really won't be that frequent. Most of the time, I'll just be, like, starting straight off. But yeah, I just wanted to get Charmander up a few levels for the sake of, you know, him being, just like I said, up to speed. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do exactly what Gary told us not to do, and we're gonna go hit on his sister. I mean, talk to his sister. Grandpa asked you to run an errand? Gee, that's lazy of him. Here, this'll help. And we get a town map. And we put in the key out in his pocket. Now, really, the town map's not gonna be that helpful, but I'll just show it off. And you can use it to find out where you are. I'm just gonna show it off right here and now. This is gonna be the only time we see the town map. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The Kanto region. Starting off here, we've been to Viridian City, but look at all these towns and places that we can go to. Kanto region is, it's pretty sizable. It's not as big as later regions. You know, it's not as big as Sinnoh and Unova, and it's nowhere near as big as Kalos. Kalos is huge. And I'm curious to see how big they're gonna make Alola. Alola looks, well, Alola looks spread out. So, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be that big, but the islands are spread out. So that's what makes it seem bigger than it actually is. But yeah, Kanto's, it might not be the biggest region out there, but it's pretty sizable. It's got a lot of content in it. And there's also going to be more regions that we're going to be exploring. Anyway, so I think now it's time for us to finally head out on our grand adventure to Route 1. And now that we have Pokeballs, we can finally start catching Pokemon. And now I'm actually going to be going over the bios of some new Pokemon. And here's our first example, Pidgey. Now, Pidgey might just seem like your typical, traditional, generic bird-type Pokemon, flying-type Pokemon. And to be honest, it kind of is, but it's really not that bad at what it does. Pidgey's got some... I one-hit killed it. That's how strong Charmander is now. Don't mess with the Charmander. But yeah, Pidgey seems, you know, might seem pretty generic, but I honestly think Pidgey and its evolutions are really underrated. Pidgey's, I've used it like on a bunch of teams whenever I play through Kanto. I think Pidgeot's actually a very solid Pokemon that can do its job pretty well. It's got, I guess, a relatively decent move pool. Sure, it gets outclassed by some other flying types and everything, but I don't think it's as generic as people think it is. You know, its ability is pretty good. Keen Eye doesn't let you lose accuracy from accuracy-reducing moves. So if you miss your own moves, it's straight up because the move's accuracy is pretty bad and stuff, which I'll get into that, like, into detail. But I honestly think Pidgey's definitely underrated. It's a much better Pokemon than people give it credit for. Which is why I'm just gonna burn the crap out of him. Alright, so let's see if the next Pokemon we have to talk about will show up right about now. I'm hoping it does, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna kind of feel dumb. We've seen it before, but it would make sense. Come on, come on, come on. Can't believe I actually want this guy to show up right now. Dang it, another Pidgey. Who would have thought I would actually want a Rattata to show up right now? Yeah, Rattata is our next Pokemon. Rattata, pretty generic normal type. I guess even more generic than Pidgey. I don't find as much use for it as I do with Pidgey. I guess it's got 2 abilities now instead of the one that Pidgey has. It's got Guts, which if you're hit with a status condition like Paralysis, Burn, Poison, which I'll explain those because we're gonna get to a point where I'll be explaining those. You know, then it ups your attack by 1.5. And then it has the useless ability of Runaway, which allows you to escape regardless of your speed, which I haven't really explained the run mechanic, which I'm gonna just do that really quickly as I run into this next one. Please be a Rattata. No, it's another Pidgey. This game just wants me to run into birds, apparently. I don't know. Maybe because I said I was the king of birds in Galaxy 2. Referencing old LPs with A to Z. Gotta love it. Anyway, but yeah, Runaway, just the running mechanic. If you have higher speed, you can pretty much run away whenever you want. If you have lower speed than the Pokemon you're against, you can't run away. This is useless in trainer battles. You cannot run away in trainer battles. So in trainer battles, if you have a runaway Rattata, you effectively have a useless ability. But Rattata, it can be useful for other things, and by that I mean like one specific thing. But honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Rattata. I could be saying this because of Pokemon Go bias, because I run into those goddamn things all the fucking time, but this is not Pokemon Go. Anyway, so let's head into this house and let's see if I can actually... I can! Perfect! Alright. Phew! Trying to memorize all these notes. Okay, be sure to read what's on the blackboard carefully and list status problems. So here are the 5 status problems, and I'm just gonna, here's the abridged version pretty much. I'm just gonna go through them quickly. Sleep is more or less you're helpless for 2 to 5 turns. Like, you can't do anything. The Pokemon is pretty much asleep. It'll wake up on its own. It'll stay asleep in battle, you know, when it's out of battle, if it's still asleep. And you can wake it up with an awakening. Burn will stick on your Pokemon even after battle. It'll just stay there. You can't recover from it. You'll slowly lose health, and your physical attack will be cut in half. Poison is effectively just, it's the same thing as Burn. You'll steadily lose health, and it'll stay outside of battle. And even when you walk in the field, every 5 steps your Pokemon will lose 1 HP. You can heal it with an awakening. Oh, and you can heal burns with a burn heal. Insert, you better have burn heal joke here. But yeah, Poison is the most detrimental of all of them, because you can still lose HP even when you're outside of battle. And there's a version of Poison called Toxic Poison, or Badly Poison, which is even worse. Freezing, you're effectively helpless. It's the same thing as Sleep, except it's worse. It's pretty much purely random. There's no like 2 to 5 turn limit. It might take forever for you to get outside of freezing, and if you're still frozen when the battle's over, you'll stay frozen outside of battle. And you can thaw it out if you get hit by a fire move, or if you thaw yourself out with specific fire type moves. You can't really learn them. It's specific to a legendary Pokemon that you can't really get. But yeah, that's Freeze. Freeze would probably be the worst of them all. And then Paralysis, which personally I find incredibly annoying. Paralysis, your speed gets cut down to 1/4, so you're effectively much slower than your opponent. And then there's I think it's 25% chance that you won't be able to attack that turn. So Paralysis is incredibly annoying, and you heal it with a Paralyze Heal. So that's the abridged version of all the status effects in Pokemon, the important ones at least. So if we head over here, I go shopping in Pewter City occasionally. I have to take the winding trail to Viridian Forest when I go. So this guy is finally, he's had his coffee. Well, now I've had my coffee, and that's what I've needed to get going. What's that red box you have? Ah, so you're working on a Pokedex. Then let me give you a word of advice. Whenever you catch a Pokemon, the Pokedex automatically updates its data. You don't know how to catch a Pokemon? I suppose I'd better show you then. And we get a Pokemon capture tutorial. Now this old man, he played 1. No. This old man is root of one of the most famous glitches in Pokemon history in the original games. This man is the root of the Missing No glitch. And those of you who are my age, who play Pokemon Red and Blue, you don't even have to be my age. If you play Pokemon Red and Blue, you know what the Missing No glitch is. And he just throws a Pokeball, which that's not how you catch Pokemon at all. You want to weaken the Pokemon with your attacks, first of all. There, now tell me, that was educational, was it not? And here, take this too. He doesn't give you this in the original game, the Teachy TV. If there's something that you don't understand, watch that. It will teach you about the basics of being a Pokemon trainer. Can I get South Park on that? Well, now I've had my coffee, but I made it too strong. It gave me a headache. Instead, are you filling your Pokedex? At first, focus on weakening the Pokemon before trying to catch it. That's what I wanted to talk about. You want to weaken the Pokemon before you just chuck Pokeballs at it. Chucking Pokeballs at a Pokemon, that's pretty much what I talk about with catch rate. You know, the number catch rate is pretty much just the chance you will catch that Pokemon at, you know, at full health. And it's really not that high to begin with. Anyway, we head back here, we get another potion. Don't worry about that tree, we can't do anything about it yet. But yeah, that old man is root of the Missing No glitch. I'll go into more detail when we get into, you know, much further in the game, because it involves a town that we haven't seen and we won't be seeing for a while. Anyway, I see we have a gym here. We'll definitely want to check out gyms. Gyms is pretty much like the main purpose of... Oh. Viridian's gym doors are locked. And it forces you to just leap down. If you talk to the old man, he pretty much just tells you Viridian's gym is closed. Anyway, so I say we actually head out to Route 2 very quickly. And now let's catch me some friends. Let's go ahead and catch me some friends. There's actually 2 new Pokemon that you can catch on this route, but I'm gonna go over them later. There we go. Got ourselves a Pidgey. Too low leveled in my honest opinion. I'm just gonna nuke it. See, the reason I waited to come here is because, like, the Pidgeys are higher leveled. The Pidgeys and Rattatas are higher leveled here. So if you want to catch a Pidgey or a Rattata, you'll want to catch them here because they're considerably higher leveled. You don't want to catch, like, a level 2 or a level 3 or anything like that. So let's see. There's 2 new Pokemon, like I said, but I don't think I'm going to go over them until much later. Level 3. Come on. Too low. Be right back. There we go. Oh my god, that's a way longer than I need to. I kept running into like low-level Pidgeys and all that junk. It was stupid. Level 2s and level 3s is just, Alright, now for the mechanics of catching Pokemon. Want to weaken it down, lower it with your weakest moves. Oof. Man, I'm cutting that real close. So yeah, with your weaker moves, Ember would have one-hit KO'd it, so that's why I didn't use Ember. Status moves help out, but since I have Charmander, I don't really have any of those. If you have Bulbasaur, you can start getting status moves, you know, relatively soon, so that helps out. So when its health is as low as it possibly can be. Red is preferable, but if you can get it down to yellow, that's fine. But once its health is as low as you want it, throw a Pokeball, and you cross your fingers and you pray to Arceus above. Because bullshit can happen sometimes. But in this case, we're good. We caught our very first Pokemon. Charmander's finally got a little friend. And once you catch a Pokemon, its data is registered in the Dex. This is your completion, pretty much. You know, I mean, obviously you've got the main story and all that as we're going around the towns trying to be the best trainer, but this game emphasizes that you want to catch Pokemon more so than any other Pokemon game so far. Nickname, I don't have a nickname idea for it just yet, but we'll see. Anyway, let's check on our friend here. Our brand new friend. Rash-natured, I guess that's okay. You know, Pidgey's not much of a special attacker, but I guess we'll take it. Anyway, so we've got our brand new Pokemon. Charmander finally has a friend. You know, he has a very hurt and beaten friend. That's how you make friends in Pokemon. You beat him close to death, and then finally you bond. That's how that works, right? I'm not even gonna try and make logic out of Pokemon friendships. 1 minute you're fighting to the death, the next minute you're owned by the same trainer and you're partners. Kind of weird how that shit works, huh? Anyway, so now what I want to do, well, first off, I want to get Pidgey out front, because I want to train him up a little bit. And what I want to do is I want to head out to the west, to Route 22. Because there's a few things I want to do here. First of all, there are some encounters that we have to go over. Let me just save the game real quick. I don't know if I'll be cutting out saving. I mean, I'll think about it in editing, but I mean, obviously I'm not going to cut this saving out. But yeah, it's really going to be based on, I don't know, we'll see if I cut out the saving, because it doesn't take up that much time, but at the same time, it's like, you know, not much of a need for it to be around. Anyway, so 2 new Pokemon that I want to go over while I train my Pidgey. Uh-oh. That's a pretty high level, and there's the first Pokemon, Mankey. Mankey is a pure fighting type. And this is the first fighting type that we're gonna run into the game so far. So the thing with Mankey, oh god, it's fast and it's strong and it hurts. Okay. So the thing with Mankey is that it's really strong, but it's really frail. And when it's fully evolved, it actually is the fastest fighting type in the game. Up to this point. Oh, that's gonna hurt. No, we're good. Alright, will that kill? No, it won't kill. Pidgey. Oh, by the skin of its teeth once again. Oh, man. Oh, we cut that close. Is that gonna be instant level up? Wow. Look at that. And we learn Sand Attack. Okay, excuse me while I go back and heal my Pidgey. And then while I continue to talk about Mankey. So, the deal with Mankey is, as a fighting type Pokemon, I'll tell you this. If you pick Charmander, catch a Mankey. I will straight up tell you right here and now, if you pick Charmander, catch a Mankey. It is going to be invaluable to you coming up in the near future. You know, and Mankey's actually a very solid Pokemon to keep for your team. Like, when it evolves in a Primeape, like I said, fastest fighting type. It's got a relatively decent move pool. It's not known for being bulky, but it can hurt. It can deal damage. It's got really good fighting type moves. Fighting is one of my favorite types just in general, and fighting is a very solid attacking type. So I would recommend a Mankey in general, even if you didn't pick Charmander. I would pick a Mankey up. It's a very solid Pokemon. I like it quite a bit, to be honest. Oh, and here's the next Pokemon I wanted to go over, Spearow. The other flying type, the counterpart to Pidgey. Spearow is definitely a lot more aggressive compared to Pidgey. Pidgey's more balanced. Really? Tackle missed. God damn it. Anyway. But yeah, Spearow's a lot more aggressive compared to Pidgey. He's got, you know, stats more oriented to attacking. And Moople's a little bit better. And personally, I like Spearow a little bit, but I think Pidgey's, you know, more solid, more reliable. And Pidgey hits level 9. And I believe that's gonna mean he learns Gust. So we finally have our first flying type move. Pidgey is now officially caught up to Charmander. But yeah, so like I was saying, Spearow, definitely more aggressive. He's incredibly rare though. But I mean, I like him. He's incredibly rare in this route. He's easier to catch in later routes, but I like Spearow. Personally, I think Pidgey's more reliable and more balanced, but not knocking Spearow at all. Spearow's actually a very solid Pokemon. Alright, so I thought about it, and I think I'm also going to catch a Spearow. Just for the sake of having him on the team with me. You know, have a little bit of diversity. But yeah, let's see if I can catch the Spearow. Okay, good, I didn't kill it. Always a good sign. Alright. Pokeball, go. Alright. Now I think we got it. Sweet. Alright. New Pokemon, Spearow. Don't know if he's gonna be like a mainstay on my team, but I guess it's just good to have him around now. Because, you know, why the heck not? Let's check him out real quick. Let's see what we got. Ooh, that's actually... It's not bad. Naughty natured? Oof, okay. I'll roll with that. So remember what I was saying about catching a Mankey if you pick Charmander? Well, I am going to heed my advice. Trust me, you want to catch a Mankey if you pick Charmander. It's going to come very much in handy for you. And in fact, it's just a good Pokemon to have in general. So I'm going to go ahead and chuck this Pokeball at it. And hope that it doesn't break out. Oh, goddamn! Well, there's our first breakout. Alright, we still have 2 Pokeballs left. We can catch it. It's all good. It's all good. Got it. There we go. Congratulations, Mankey. You're the first Pokemon to break out. But yeah, we have a Mankey. And trust me, like I said, this is going to come very much in handy for you. And later on. Let me just double check. It's nature. Lonely nature. Ooh. Alright, I'm getting actually really lucky with natures now that I think about it. I got a mild Charmander, naughty Spearow, lonely Mankey. I guess I should just explain nature really quick as I head back to the Pokemon Center and heal up. Natures affect how your stats grow and change. Like, a nature will have a positive effect on one stat and a negative effect on the other. And then there's like 5 natures that have neutral effects. Sorry about that, I thought I was about to get interrupted, which we all know how I like getting interrupted. Happens so many times in Galaxy too. Anyway, I will meet you back in Route 22 after I do a little bit more off-screen training just to make sure everybody's up to speed. Alright, we're back. So here is how the team's looking after a little bit of off-screen grinding. I got Pidgey up to level 10. Pidgey, he learned Gust as you saw. Mankey got him up to level 9, he learned Low Kick. Spearow got him up to level 8, he learned Leer. Charmander got him up to level 11, he did not learn anything. But yeah, I've leveled them up considerably. So, let's actually head out here now to the second reason why I wanted to check out Route 22. It's because it's our best friend, Gary. Hey, Adam, you're off to the Pokemon League? Forget about it. You probably don't have any badges, do you? The guard won't let you through without them. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? Oh, did they? And I got quite a few friends with my Charmander. So our second battle with Gary already. We just battled him last episode, we're battling him again. This won't be a trend, we won't be battling him every episode. So he sends out a level 9 Pidgey with, effectively, I think the same moves that I do. Gust, Tackle, and Sand Attack. So this is going to be a little bit more strategic because his Pokemon are stronger. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. Now, let me mention something weird about this battle with Gary in the original. Now, you know how we got 5 Pokeballs from Professor Oak? You know, like after we got the Pokedex? You don't get those 5 Pokeballs in the originals. Like, after you talk to him. You know, when he gives you the Pokedex, he doesn't instantly give you those 5 Pokeballs. Anyway, now he's gonna send out Squirtle. And because I'm an idiot, I'm gonna send out Charmander. Because why the hell not, you know? Besides, we're level 11. We got Ember. We're faster. We can do this. But it's not very effective. But yeah, this is finally now. This is where the type advantages come into play. You can see Fire's not very effective against water. Although I don't see why he's not using any water moves right now. He's kind of a fool. I'm kind of hoping that... No, I won't. He's still using... Why? Gary, don't you have bubble on that thing? I know for a fact you have bubble on that thing. You have to have bubble on that thing. Oh, maybe he's just waiting for Torrent to kick in. Maybe he's just waiting for Torrent to kick in. No, he's just gonna spam tackle like a fool. All right, and then I'll just hit him with a scratch. All right, well, good job, Gary. You're an idiot, and you should be proud. Anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, the thing, and you fight Gary, you know, in the originals, but if you fight Gary in the original game without catching a single Pokemon, and then you go back to Professor Oak, then he gives you the 5 Pokeballs. It's weird, like, you have to not catch anything to fight Gary. I think it would've just made sense if they gave you the 5 Pokeballs, if they did it like they did in the remakes. I don't know, the original games are flawed, but still, I still love them. I heard the Pokemon League is crawling with tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit dawdling and get a move on. Says the loser. Whatever, I'm not gonna argue with people who lose because they're losers. And I'm a winner. Alright, so with that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and heal my team really quickly. Which I'm gonna do that off screen. Most of the time I'm gonna be like healing off screen, so I'll meet you when I'm done healing. And we're on Route 2. There we go, moving onwards here. So, we got a lot done this episode. I don't know, I've got a pretty high time on the recorder, but I am cutting a lot of this out, so I'm not sure what the final time is gonna be, but here we have this gate that's going to lead us to our very first dungeon. And we are going to do that in the next episode. So, real quick, overviewing our team, Charmander, Spearow, Mankey, and Pidgey. We got quite a haul. We've got a bunch of Pokemon. We're gonna make them even stronger as we travel through Viridian Forest, which that's the name of the dungeon. As if you guys haven't played a Kanto game before. Anyway, but yeah, next time we're gonna head through the gate, go through Viridian Forest, level up our Pokemon, and maybe even catch some more Pokemon, because there's a bunch of new Pokemon that we're gonna be able to catch in Viridian Forest. But yep, we're gonna cut it here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with more Pokemon Fire Red.